cough on me.
That's right. She's coming to get me.
Mr. Hyde?
Yeah, good evening. My name's Martin Hyde. I think this is a good example of why moving away from administrative approval is a bad idea. We have here a project which has been approved with due process by a board appointed to do exactly that. The board contains two staunch supporters of STOP, yet they approved this project unanimously, which should tell you that it meets all legal requirements for approval. The manager from the Penn West Business Park, who are bankrolling this appeal to NIMBYism, spoke at the planning board hearing. So to say this hasn't already been discussed is simply not true. Of course, what we're really talking about here is not traffic or car parking. I took a drive today to 16th Street to take a picture of the car park at Community Assisted Supported Living without their knowledge to see if the area was full to overflowing with cars. As you can see, it wasn't close to full because, as the applicant states, very few of the people who need this type of accommodation have the means to own a car. So what are we really talking about? We're talking about fear. It's the fear that property values might be impacted by these people, cluttering up the place and that they represent a danger to the public. The fear has been whipped up to a frenzy by the owner of the business park and is being stoked further by his famous anti-everything attorney, Mr. Lobeck. My fear is that you might give in to such fear-mongering, which would fly in the face of solemn campaign promises that each and every one of you made about wanting to address homelessness in our community. You all lamented many times on the record, which is enshrined in local newsprint, the lack of facilities and funding for mental health in our city. Here today, you have an already approved project that makes a start on those campaign promises, which has the bonus of not costing city taxpayers a dime. Those of you, which I believe is most of you, that also advocate housing first as a solution to the homeless crisis on the streets of our city will have a hard time explaining to your supporters why you'd even think of delaying such a worthwhile project. This is one of the moments when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, with the rock being your publicly recorded, unanimous calls for such projects, and the hard place of running the risk of upsetting a few potential voters who live in the area. I submit that it is your moral obligation to follow your unanimously stated campaign promises to support efforts to help with homelessness. I further submit that this project clearly serves the greater good of our community as a whole, and that the request to appeal should be denied. In conclusion, for any commissioner who says this is a great project but the wrong location, I'd ask, where is the right location? And the answer to that, of course, in truth, is not in my backyard, and therein lies the problem. Thank you.
Antonio Lopez. Ms. Lopez.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Antonio.